So it's going to be the change in the y divided by how much the x changes. So if you just look at it, if you look at the line, is that slope positive or negative? It's positive, because the numbers are increasing as you go left to right. So you just thinking ahead, you gotta say, well, whatever my slope is, it's going to be a positive slope. It's good to know ahead of time. So then they gave us 2 points. So if we do this in a pure way, we have to take the y values and find the difference between them. And we have to find the difference between the x values, so 0 and 3. So if we write that one out in a pure way, it's going to look like this. And what do I mean by pure? I mean, that means like showing all of your work. So what should we write for the y's? Three is an x value. -2 subtract a -4. And then what are you going to do with the x's? 3 minus 0. The thing is, when the first two numbers, top and bottom, have to come from the same point. And these have to come from the same point. So what is -2 subtract -4? How much? 2. And 3 subtract 0 is 3. So that's the slope, 2/3. A rise of 2 and a run of 3. Up 2 over 3. And then what's the next part? They want us to find the x-intercept? Or y, I'm sorry, the y-intercept, yeah. We don't do x-intercepts for a while. So the y-intercept, so that's where this crosses the y-axis. And it's graphed, isn't it? What is it? It's -4. So then the b value is -4. So you could write an equation now because you have the slope and you have the y-intercept. So what would that equation be? 2/3 x plus a -4. Or you could say subtract 4. Either one is fine. 2/3 x minus 4 or 2/3 x plus a -4. Same. We got the same strategy here. Slope of the line, y-intercept, and an equation. Now it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Because it comes from the origin. So what's the vertical change? They give us 2 points. How much does it go up? It goes up 5. It goes from 0 to 5. So if you wrote this all out, it would be 5 subtract 0 divided by 1 subtract 0. So the slope is, it's 5 over 1, or just 5. And then what is the y-intercept? It's 0. So the equation of the line will be y equals 5x. That's all. Just y equals 5x. We don't have to say plus 0. So then the Dow's family bought a package of paper towels that contain 12 rolls, and every 5 days they need to open a new roll from the package. I think about this one, it's like, do we need to get more paper towels when we go to Costco and get 15 rolls sitting in the house? How often do you go through paper towels? So the Dow's family bought a package of paper towels that contain 12 rolls. Every 5 days they use or open a new roll. If this situation were graphed with y as the total number of paper towels left after d days. We need to come up with the y-intercept and the slope. So, any idea how to start this? What's that? So after 60 days, they're going to use it all. Then they'll have how many? 0. After 60 days, they'll have 0. How many do they have at the beginning? They've got 12. So when we graph these equations, for example, this one right here, this negative 3x plus 36, the 36 is the y-intercept, and the negative 3 is the slope. So what I'm showing you here is that when x is equal to 0, this 36 is like the beginning. So we can think of the y-intercept as the starting point. And it's like if you have an airplane that's at 5,000 feet and it begins its descent. Well, that's its beginning elevation. So if we wrote an equation with this, that 5,000 would be the y-intercept. So in this case here, if they're starting out with 12 rolls, what's the y-intercept? What's their starting amount?
12.
It's going to be 12, yeah. So if we were going to make a graph, it would look like this. It'd start out at 12, and then every day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, every 5 days, it would go down 1 roll. Go down 1 roll in 5 days, 2 rolls after 10 days. And then, like you said, you get up to 60 days, and then they'd be all gone. So if it goes down 1 roll for every 5 days going across, what's the slope?
1/5.
The slope is 1/5. Goes down 1 over 5. Is that 1/5 positive or negative? It's negative because they're taking away rolls. So here's your slope, here's your y-intercept. So that equation can be written, y equals negative 1/5 times x plus 12. So here you go. Here's another problem similar to that. So start working on these. As you go, I can answer questions, I can help prompt you. Ultimately, but you got to try to work on them the best you can.